Shut up, Ma. I'm with my friends.
Hi, Mrs. Krabappelwitz.
What are you doing down there that's so important?
Well, you see, to put it simply, Ma, it's time for Talkin' Nerdy, the nerdy talk show where I ask my guests to talk nerdy to me.
Oh, my.
That's right, folks. It is time for that Talkin' Nerdy. I am here, and I'm so happy to be back with everybody. It's so exciting to be here in the basement and being able to talk shop. I missed this. I am, of course, joined by Scutty.
Yo!
And I'm also joined by my friend Stephen.
Hello.
All right, guys. This is important. Roll initiative.
Clickety click clack.
All right, Scutty, your initiative roll.
Oh, poopy. It's 13.
What'd you get, Stephen?
Not 1.
Oh! See, I went and I got a 42.
Blah.
I have plus 22 to my initiative, don't you know? I kid. But if anybody's actually managed to create a character that has plus 22 to their initiative, please send me how you did it. I imagine it includes high dex and a bunch of feats and traits. Also mythic, because mythic. Anyway, we are back and we are happy to be here, and we're going to talk nerd, and we're going to talk the meaning of nerd. But first, we're going to start out with a factoid. Did you guys know that the word nerd was first used in 1950?
What?
Yeah, Dr. Seuss, of all people, coined the term in his book, If I Ran the Zoo. The quote goes, "A nurgle, a nerd, and a seersucker too."
Ooh.
Seersucker sounds pretty dirty, though.
Yeah.
We don't talk dirty on this show. We talk nerdy on this show.
Anything sounds dirty if you say it the right way.
Oh.
Fence.
Viscous.
All right, let's get back to nerdy stuff.
This is nerdy. This is what we do here, Stephen.
Yeah,
We
some people-
talk about something remotely nerdy, then decide, hey, what about that?
Some would argue that the manipulation of language in funny ways is its own kind of nerddom.
I think it is. I mean, literature nerds, right?
Yeah.
Yay, poetry.
Yay! Except, in this case, what does a nerd mean to you? I mean, everybody has their own definition of nerd, for sure. And let's not get started on geek and dork as well, because they are different. I will assure you all, it is different. But, Scutty, what does nerd mean to you?
Well, I would have to. The best. I'd want to go with the classical definition, I suppose, of just having interests that are not of the mainstream in terms of media and entertainment.
Yep.
Although the kinds of things nerds
Yeah.
have been looking at have become increasingly more mainstream. So
And we want it back, thank you very much. Although,
let's not get into that debate.
no. We're not hipster nerds.
No, we're not elitist nerds.
No. All right. Steven, definition of nerd.
Someone that is passionate about something that may not be normally mainstream, although unfortunately a lot of the stuff seems to be going mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. My definition of nerd is somebody who enjoys, anime, manga, video games, books, light novels, just a whole host of things and are very passionate about their hobby. That can be said for geeks and dorks as well, but dork is kind of derogatory, actually, now that I think about it.
Little bit.
We don't really use that term, but geek and nerd, kind of interchangeable nowadays. But
dork can be used to describe somebody in an affectionate way. Like,
if they're being a little silly and,
just how
you
you're
dork.
Yeah, you
My
such
wife
a
calls me a
dork.
dork.
Yeah.
And then I correct her and tell her I'm a nerd. No, but here's what Google has to say about nerd. Nerd, a foolish or contemptible person who lacks social skills or is boringly studious. Well, you know what?
I'm pretty sure that's a geek.
That is totally a traditional sense dork.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not.
No.
Wikipedia isn't much better.
Yeah, what's that say?
Actually, here's something interesting. Wikipedia says exactly what we've said. Originally derogatory, the term nerd was a stereotype, but as with other pejoratives, it has been reclaimed and redefined by some as a term of pride and group identity. And you dang right, Nick Wikipedia.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Oh, dweeb. Somebody mentioned dweeb. For sure. Dweeb.
Dweeb still sounds...
Dweeb is kind of funny and affectionate, I'd say.
Yeah, something of the sort.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We're talking about heckin', and I'm just...
Heckin'?
Yeah, just you mentioned heckin', and I just wanted... I just remembered this little meme picture that I have. That's one of my favorite things. It's Cerberus as a puppy guarding the gates to heck.
That's phenomenal.
Look at
the phenomenal has shown up.
Oh no!
All right, who's got the counter going?
Oh well, it's usually me.
Stephen doesn't know, and for all our first-time listeners joining us for the 4th season of Talking Nerdy, I know, crazy, right? I, Frost, have a tendency to say phenomenal a lot.
I would say you abuse it.
I do abuse it sometimes. I abuse the word phenomenal, so we count it to make sure I'm not abusing it too much.
Spoilers, he usually does.
I do. I feel bad for the word, but it's a good word. It's a great word. It really is. I'm not going to use the word to describe itself. That would just be ridiculous. That would be completely dweeby of me.
Yeah. That'd make you a real dork.
Yeah, but let's go serious talk here for a second. I really do think that we have reclaimed the term nerd for our culture.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
for certain.
I was in a class last semester talking about diversity and really cool subject.
Yeah, I was there with you for a bit.
We did a very, very real discussion where we talked about our social identity as a nerd.
Yeah. It was a good discussion.
Yeah, I mean...
I wish it could have gone on longer. It's important.
I do too. And I think our professor even had her eyes open. She was really open to learning about this.
Yeah, it just
And-
wasn't quite the time or place, I suppose.
I think it was, but class was kind of running on. We had a lot to get to.
Yeah.
But my point is, it's a discussion that needs to be had. I think we have done a great job of taking something which once was so, stabbing and not right for us.
Yeah.
And we took it and made it our own. You are celebrated as a nerd. Like, when people go, oh, nerd, I'm like, dang straight I'm a nerd.
Yeah, and in some circles, people will actually look down on people who are not nerds.
Yeah, but we're not part of those elitist nerds.
I'm just
We are-
saying that exists.
I pride nerds and nerd culture on being the most accepting social identity group out there.
Yeah.
I really do, because we've been beaten down. So why should we beat others down? That's what I'm saying.
I do like the fact that I've heard people talk with nerds is they'll put a word in front of it to say different types of nerds.
to
Yeah, different
specify.
types of nerd. Yes, the different subgroups of nerd, like anime nerd, manga nerd, cartoon nerd.
Your game nerds.
Yep, your book nerds, your car nerds. Other car nerds are Steven's a car nerd, a big one at that. They're I don't know if they don't traditionally fit in with the nerd culture, quote unquote, but they're less a nerd.
Oh, yeah.
They're not part of the normal conventions. I mean, they have their own conventions because they need the space for the cars.
Yeah.
Let's be
Yeah, but
real.
we call them car shows. And
Yeah, they call them shows. We call ours
And they're
cons.
considered absurdly manly. And
Oh, yeah. I don't know. The amount of half-naked women you see there is pretty high. Oh, wait, manly.
Well, I guess it
My
depends.
point has been proven.
Yeah. No, you've proven your point, Scutty.
I guess it depends on the vehicle.
It does depend on the vehicle, I guess. I don't know. I'm not much of a car nerd myself. There's that sports fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sports nerds.
Yeah. There was an interesting video. I posted it to the DJ Frost at WLMC Facebook page.
Yeah.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, go like it now. And it was a video done by SciShow Psych, and it was about fandoms, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, and they talked about how fandoms are great and they give you a place to belong. However, sports fandoms are literally the worst. Because there are none more violent, more depressed after a team loses, none more so attached to their sport
Yeah.
as sports fans.
Particularly European sports fans who will literally stab each other.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day with the hooligans and the football. Back in the 70s, my uncle lived through that. By the way,
Oh, smack.
he was there.
Oh, no.
But it's really interesting that we get some really passionate people in our community.
Yeah.
There are very, very vocal and passionate people. I mean, I'm one of them on occasion. If we're talking about fairy tale, heck yeah, I'm going on, and it's on. That's it.
Yeah. I will absolutely never shut up about how beautiful Okami is.
Okami's just such a phenomenal game. It
Yes.
really is.
And
I'm so sad that the remake isn't coming to the Switch. I'm like, how could you?
that would be amazing, but my sweetie got it for me got the HD version for me on Steam.
Oh,
so I'm just kind of like,
Oh, that good old bear, man. He was supposed to be here, but he decided to hibernate, which I don't blame him.
Nah.
I mean, it is wintertime. Bears do hibernate.
it's
in
very,
winter.
very cold outside,
Yeah.
and the bed is very warm. Why
It
would you
is.
leave?
That's a very good question.
Why are we even here right now?
Because this is a basement, and we are nerds, and therefore we are drawn to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's
Although my
it's a
type of
natural
nerd
instinct.
generally gravitates toward garages, but they're about the same.
Yeah, dark places with things that you like.
They're relatively chilly.
And you're selling yourself short, Steven. I know you're a fan of anime, and I know you love, video games, but you're a car game nerd, but that still counts.
And
Your game is engines and wheels and
Yeah.
all the metal bits
And all-
that will electrify you.
Yeah.
also, if we're talking about anime, I have a rule. Don't start Sword Art Online when I have homework due. Otherwise, I will watch that thing all the way through.
Yeah, Sword Art Online's a bit of a sore subject here on the show.
Little
Oops.
bit. Not
Not as bad, but
No. It's just that we sort of lament over specific plot points and why it overall reflects
had
poorly
so
on the
much-
show.
how it had so much potential, and then
It's gone.
yeah,
And it's gone.
It's a thoroughly enjoyable show.
Is it?
It definitely is. I mean, for what it is, it's enjoyable. I watched it through and through. I do the same thing. I started, I can't stop it. I gotta watch to the end. It's just how it goes, or at least to the end of each arc.
I don't know. I think I've heard too many bad things about it for me to really want to try.
Oh,
Yeah.
give it a try. It's worth it.
I mean, give the first arc a try at least. The Aincrad arc is definitely worth watching. That being said, I mean, there's also the whole Bearman was a troll for how many years with Sword Art Online? Yeah, it's a sore spot because of trolling. But
Oh, I wasn't there for most of that.
yes, but
would've-
you sure know what happened.
Yeah, I live through the aftermath every day.
Yep. Oh boy, do we. Yeah, but
Okay, so
we need to get Bearman down here again.
so
We do.
oh yeah, it'll definitely happen. It will happen
We
at
just gotta
some
rouse
point.
him. Maybe we can lure him out with honey.
No, he doesn't seem
Coffee?
Nah, definitely not coffee. Honey, like honey roasted ham, maybe.
Oh,
I love that.
that is pretty.
And now I
dang
made myself
good.
hungry
Pretty
again.
dang good.
You made me hungry too. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. As somebody who is listening points out, Log Horizon is just significantly better. It really is.
All right,
As a trapped in an MMO game, or anime, I should say.
I
Log
thought you
Horizon-
said trapped in an enema for a second.
No, we're not trapped in an anime, thank God.
I would
No, Log
certainly hope
Horizon.
not.
If you like Sword Art Online, Stephen, try Log Horizon. It is really good.
All right.
Really good.
I remember you recommending that to me. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Speaking about Log Horizon,
Yeah.
the author of the light novels
Mm-hmm.
was actually on house arrest because he forgot to pay his taxes.
You
forgot.
should totally do that.
No, definitely pay your taxes. But he's finally releasing his 11th novel after a year of being under house arrest.
Huh.
So he won't have to go to jail if he's on good behavior. So, but that's coming out in Japan, and that's
Makes almost.
it makes it so that it's going to be like months and months before I get it here. Unfortunately.
All right.
But the 2 seasons of the anime they have are based on the books that are currently out in English anyway, and definitely worth a watch.
All right.
Really, really good. They have it dubbed as well as subbed. So if you don't like subtitles, they have it dubbed.
Yeah, I always find subtitles kind of distracting. I always end up spending more of my time reading it than watching.
See, I've gotten good at it.
Dyslexia and subtitles don't get along.
They do not. And dyslexia, for those of you who don't know, is the condition where you look at words and then they just don't word. It's very, very difficult to read.
Yeah,
It's that thing that Jaime Lannister has
Oh, yes.
confirmed.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, for real.
Interesting.
They specifically say that he had to sit and do his lessons, and for some reason he just could never read the words.
Yeah.
So his dad just made him sit and made him keep reading it until he figured out how to get past it.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing for it. In some cases, that's
Yeah.
really the only thing you can do for dyslexia sometimes. You just have to work through it.
I love how that's making it into our culture, though, into nerd culture. I think that's really cool that we're incorporating that. Another way, I might add, that we are accepting of all in nerddom.
Oh, yes.
Come join us.
Oh, certainly.
We have cookies.
Really? Where are they?
They
They're
are
not
shaped.
here.
Oh, they're.
They are not in my station. Oh, no, they are not.
I can assure you that they are shaped like Darth Vader.
The Death Star, too.
Yeah.
The round ones make it really nice, and sometimes they're raisin bran flavored. Oatmeal raisin. I love oatmeal raisin cookies. I don't know what
You're
it
a
is.
weird person.
I like
Oatmeal
them.
raisins are the
and not in the
best.
dorky way either.
No.
No,
No, I am
liking
a weird person. I fully admit that.
liking oatmeal raisin, that's more weird in a sinful way.
But wait, that's the best cookie.
I don't know.
You also live in sin.
I don't know. Snickerdoodles.
Shame.
Snickerdoodles
Shame.
are my favorite. Hands down, Snickerdoodles.
I've never
Oatmeal
had one of
raisin.
those. What's in them?
What?
Never had a
It's
Snicker.
cinnamon sugar on top of a sugar cookie.
Oh, smack. Well, I need that in my life.
We can make some, but
Yeah.
not now. Now we have to talk about more important nerdy things.
Okay, speaking of, this is actually a nice little link between the animes and the poetries that you had mentioned earlier, Stephen.
Oh, yes.
Ah, yes.
Steven's a super cool
so the
poet,
latest,
dude.
cutesy game with a twist thing going on right now is called DokiDoki Literature Club.
Oh, yes.
You'll have to
And-
explain this one to me.
It's a dating sim, is it not?
Sure, let's go with that.
Is it you are dude and you try to woo girl?
That's the premise.
That
yes.
is a dating sim. Go on.
Well, unfortunately, I can't really tell you that much more without getting into terrible spoiler territory.
Yeah, we have a no spoilers policy on the show because I hate spoilers.
All I will tell you, though, is that if you enjoy such things and you enjoy really, really dramatic twists,
The game is for you.
it is for you. However, if you are easily triggered by super sensitive subject matter, probably not, because it does go into themes of genuine mental illness and such.
But at least somebody's talking about it.
Yeah, but they deal with it in a super respectful way, actually. It's portrayed realistically through these characters. Each one of these girls you can hang out with and talk with, but they each have something unique going on in their psyche that isn't necessarily their fault.
Interesting.
And it's all dealt with super respectfully.
That is the key thing. That it is done tastefully and respectfully.
I think I might have saw something about this on YouTube.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of it going around on YouTube right now. Like, all the big Let's Players have touched on it at this point.
Really?
Yeah. Markiplier, Game Grumps, Jacksepticeye, and several others have talked about it quite a bit. However, I will say, if you want to play it yourself, it's 100% free on Steam.
Is it really free?
Yes, it's free. You can just get it.
That's kind of awesome.
It really is. And you can enjoy this wonderful story with its multiple endings.
Most dating sims have multiple endings. The good ending, the bad ending, and the oh gosh ending.
Well, I will not elaborate further on that matter. There is a good ending, and it's really genuine. But there is a good ending, and it's really, really heartfelt, especially after you go through the journey of most of the other endings. You will, if you don't know what you're doing and go into it blind, you absolutely will not get the good ending.
With a case of the feels?
Yeah. The first time any time that you play through this game, you will come down with a serious case of the feels.
Wow. Yeah, I love when games do that.
I will absolutely guarantee you that 100%.
Nice.
I've never had a case of the feels from a game, only from anime.
Oh,
games definitely can bring a case of the feels.
It's very easy for a game to do that, especially if like that game brings you to those feels by being like, you did this. You're the one who's responsible for everything happening, and then somehow it shatters the fourth wall completely and is like, no, I'm not talking about your character. I'm talking about you. You're the one who went around killing people without asking why.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Undertale there?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they're not all ominous and dark. There are definitely some that give you the feels like really good.
All
really
love for
good feels.
all the love for Goat Mom.
Oh, yeah. Breath of the Wild evoked so many feels for me.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of Breath of the Wild, you and Bearman got a Switch over the break.
Yes,
did you not?
did. Yes,
and
we
you
did.
guys played the heck out of Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, we took turns playing. Like, our original arrangement is that we switch turns whenever one of us dies.
But you don't die at Breath of the Wild if you're good.
Well, if you're new and don't know what you're doing, of course it's gonna happen. And there's so many ways in which you can die. Naturally, one of those ways was falling off of cliffs.
Falling off of cliffs is a certain way to die.
Somehow we managed to completely avoid death by bees for the most part.
I have not encountered death by bees because I didn't, mess with the bees.
Yeah, only idiots mess with the bees.
They're clearly there, and they're clearly not wanting to be touched.
Unless you want to, shoot them from afar and stick them on the moblins. Or bokoblins, whichever one is in the way. They don't wear enough clothes to protect themselves from bees, so that's fine.
Yeah, well, they're also not the smartest tools in the shed.
Nah, they're not.
Did you play on legend mode though yet?
No, not yet. We're still working on collecting all of the Koroks.
That will take you a while.
Well, we've been able to collect about 400 or so.
That's really cool,
without internet aid, because it's impossible to just walk around without stumbling across them.
Oh, I know.
Somewhere.
They're pretty obvious where they are.
When you're especially if you start actually looking for the stuff.
If you pick up every rock, you're going to get at least 30, in an area.
Yeah.
Just pick up all the rocks.
And
that's my advice.
And although at this point, I don't know, I guess it's because I'm starting to lose my patience a bit, and we've done pretty much every story bit there is without doing final boss.
Without DLC?
Without DLC. Mm-hmm. Because DLC is expensive, and we have to connect that Switch to the internet in order to get it.
Oh, yes. See,
DLC.
I bought the DLC immediately when I got the game.
Yeah.
Same as I did with Fire Emblem Warriors. I haven't gotten to the second DLC yet for Breath of the Wild, because I've been, really busy. But I can't wait to find time to play it.
Also, pro tip. I don't know if this is actually a pro tip or not, but it's something that I did a little bit of research on because I wanted to know if yes or no.
Uh-huh.
Literally any, even tangentially related Legend of Zelda amiibo will give you something in Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes that something isn't so great. Like the only one me and Bearman have been able to collect so far is the Link Archer amiibo. It'll give you a nice bow and some fish and maybe some meat.
Yep. See,
but there are others.
All of them.
You have all of the amiibos.
All of the Legend of Zelda ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm an amiibo collector. You've seen my collection.
I actually haven't. You didn't show that to me.
Oh, I shall take a picture next time I am near it, and I shall show you.
Okay, because you see, because in doing this, in looking up exactly which amiibo gives you which thing, I did some calculations based on the Amazon prices, and trying to collect all of them right now would be a really expensive endeavor.
Oh, it would be. That's why I bought them when they came out.
How expensive?
I'm talking...
Some of them are $20-something each. Some of them are more.
Yeah, the lowest one, none of them go below double digits.
Their retail is $13.99.
Yeah. So, when I did my final calculation for literally all of them, and one of them didn't have a price that was in US dollars.
Yeah. If you want
they were
the special ones, you got to get them from Japan, imported through Amazon. You can usually find pretty decent deals. Sometimes they go on sale, so... You kind of got to watch for that if you're interested in that.
But my final total was something along the lines of, I think around $500-ish.
Woo!
That's I don't remember the precise number, but it was somewhere around there to collect all of them right now.
That's crazy.
Japan definitely has some cool stuff, though.
They really do.
Oh, yeah.
Even for car nerds.
They've got some really cool stuff.
Oh, their cars are so much better. And
did you see the result of the Japan-America robot fight?
No.
Because those results came in, I'm going to have to re-look at it. Because to my recollection, I believe America won.
I think they have the stream somewhere, or the videos online somewhere.
Oh, yeah, they definitely do. But I believe America won purely because the machine that was built there was bulkier and would not tip over.
Ah.
Yeah, good old American. Build them big.
The Japanese one was sleeker and a little faster, but it was easier to knock over and lose.
Yeah. We're still in the infancy of giant robot fighting, though, so we'll see.
Yeah, it was an awfully slow fight from what I saw, but that's purely because it's all RC and such big machines take an awful long time to move anyway.
Yeah,
at least for now they do.
I would love to see a picture of this.
You could just search for it.
Yeah,
robot fight.
Yeah.
America.
Speaking of America and sports. I heard that the sports ball championship is this Sunday.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard that, this one team is playing this other team in that sports ball game.
Interesting. I would get a big TV for it, but I'd probably just end up using it to play video games.
Oh, that's exactly what I would do. Yeah, but in all seriousness, the Super Bowl is this weekend. It is the championship of sports ball. Probably.
Yeah,
something like that. And I think it's the Philadelphia team versus that New England team.
Philadelphia Eagles, New England Patriots.
Yeah, I know who they are, but I can't be serious about sports ball ever.
My dad's serious about one of the teams. So.
I'm guessing it's the Eagles.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Because, the popular opinion out here in Le Vermont is the Patriots, because New England, I guess...
Yeah, it was the American Robot won out of like 2 out of 3 rounds or some number out of 3 rounds.
It sounds like it was pretty close though.
It kind of was for a bit. Although the thing was apparently, from what I'm reading here, about as staged as a WWE fight.
Oh
no, that sounds like something I would hate.
I mean, it's still giant robots beating each other, so whatever.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that for IRL for years.
For years. Yeah. So anyway,
nothing. You can't have it be perfect right away.
No, they gotta start so that nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
And then we can move on to the actual.
And there were people inside these robots.
Yeah, that's probably why it was staged. And not,
yeah. Like it wasn't. It was not pure robot action. It was actual like Gundam mech type action.
That's super cool. Still really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so
that sports
safety
ball
for the
tournament.
people inside is the big concern.
Yeah, you gotta be. Yeah, for sure. So that sports ball tournament, huh?
Yeah.
Are either of you gonna watch it?
No, but I will.
I don't know. I still have to beat that stupid hard level at the end, at the I guess end game of Mario Odyssey.
You know what? Have they ever done a American football game?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so either.
Hang on, I'm going to look for that now.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist to my memory.
I mean, although I don't think U.S. football is that popular outside the U.S.
It really is
not, though. I saw the stupidest show the other day. I was watching USA.
Oh,
First of all,
it looks
USA
like it does
I have gripes
exist
with now for 3 reasons, 3 of which I can't mention on the show. But there was a show about they took a Scotsman and they brought him to like different U.S. football teams to find his team that he would be a fan of.
Oh no, it's not a real. I thought I had found it, but no, it's just fan art.
Oh,
it's fan art of what such a game would look like.
But I'm insanely impressed with fan art. They are so good at.
It gets
art.
really cool.
Yeah, I bet.
When it's in the right hands, it gets really amazing, and you start wishing it was real.
I know, right?
Yes.
Well, almost all art is awesome. I would say, as someone that considers himself.
Yes, but art that coincides with our nerddom makes it better.
Let alone stuff like I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but you you go on DeviantArt and you see like these hyper realistic Pokemon with the fire going around and the water.
The one I have a gripe with is Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur would not be scaled. Bulbasaur would have scaly skin like a lizard, but it wouldn't be like armor plated like they have it. The one that I'm thinking of anyway. It would be more like a lizard or maybe even more frog-like, but it would technically be dinosaur-like, but since we don't want dinosaur skin look like really, and the plant would be I would say it'd be waxier rather than it wouldn't be waxy. I don't think.
Some of these are absolutely horrifying.
They're phenomenal, really.
Well, I mean, if the Eevee was real, you'd have a.
I would have like 17 Eevees. Let's be real.
How many Eevees could we fit in
our suite? All of them. They can be in Pokeballs. All of them.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would totally have Eevees.
Yeah, but
I would have all the evolutions too, because
the thing. What I was getting at is you see these hyper realistic Pokemon. They look like actual monster creatures that could sit right next to you, and you'd be like, "Good Bulbasaur."
Yes.
And then you look at what you can do, and you're just like, I can do.
I drew a stick figure.
I did MS Paint. I made a Sonic.
Hey! I am a master at MS Paint. I'll have you know.
Yeah.
I prefer real paints, as all my paint stained clothes attest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish I could draw. I am so jealous of people who can actually do art like you two. Like, you guys are artists. I can barely make things look right.
Yeah, but then I can get some proportions right, and I'm just starting to get the hang of shading. But then I look at I'm looking at all these Pokemon right now, and you're
just like,
a part of you is just like,
why bother, right?
Yeah.
That's a bad attitude. We got to bother. We have to. That's how we improve.
Just check that. Look at how amazing this Charizard.
Right.
This Charizard
the Pikachu
right here
is super adorable too.
Yeah.
Pika.
Although this Jigglypuff is horrifying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Some of them are like they look cute in anime style form and game style form.
It doesn't translate at all.
Not translate.
No,
I don't know why, but that thing slightly reminds me of that toy my parents gave me, that Furby.
Furbies.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I'm not sure I agree with that. This is what Dragonite would look like.
You'll have to show me later.
It's kind of like an axolotl that's just really big and has wings.
No. Axolotl is Whooper.
I know.
Not Dragonite.
I know, but that's what it's portrayed as here because Dratini and Dragonair are being like super smooth little eel-like things. But then can we just talk about how slightly disappointing Dragonite's design is?
I don't know. I like Dragonite. I really do.
Well,
Like, I understand the appeal, but it was the first pure dragon Pokemon.
It wasn't. No, Dratini is the first pure dragon.
Yeah.
Dragonite is the first fully evolved dragon Pokemon. It is a dragon flying type, and I like it. I think it's really cool. It's supposed to be a friendly dragon. It is like Puff the Magic Dragon in Pokemon.
I don't know. I guess I'm just salty because all the friendly dragons look like cartoons. Why can't
they're meant
a
to be.
friendly dragon look badass?
Some of them do. Garchomp looks really scary, but can be very, very cuddly and nice. Although
If you train it right.
All Pokemon have different natures. Like a really cuddly one can be a complete dick.
Yeah.
So like, you know.
Yeah, like that one. Just
the problem is
that one Jigglypuff.
Yeah, you don't want to snuggle a Garchomp. Garchomp has the ability Rough Skin, which does damage on contact.
Yeah, no.
You don't want to snuggle it.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone would really... I mean, I'd like to snuggle with the god of destruction.
Who?
Yveltal.
Oh, Yveltal? I wouldn't because it sucks your life force away.
Yeah.
You know.
Insert very dark jokes here.
Yeah. Xerneas looks like he'd be really fun to sleep on. You know, like...
Yeah, I did some, like, I was fiddling around in Gary's mod for a short period of time, and one of my favorite pictures that I created was because on Steam I just downloaded as many cool models as I could find, and there were several Pokemon models.
Really?
Many Pokemon models that were put into Gary's mod.
Gary's mod is phenomenal.
It's pretty great.
It's so great. Have you ever seen the Gmod Idiot Box?
I love those.
They're fantastic.
I love most Gary's mod animations.
They're really, really
especially if they involve TF2.
Of course.
Yeah, and Source Filmmaker is also equally as good.
Really good.
A little better suited to more dramatic stuff.
It is. But
I go to Gary's. You can do funny stuff there too. Yeah. I would just, if you want raw, pure humor, I would recommend
Gary's mod because the physics are so busted.
Yeah, and then the stupid faces are just that much crazier.
Somebody points out that Igneal from Fairy Tail, King of the Dragons, badass as badass gets. Cuddle bear. Complete cuddle bear.
I'm not as familiar with Fairy Tail as I should be, and I don't know. We talked about how fandoms are great, but some fandoms just kind of are made of no.
Yeah, Fairy Tail happens to have a nice community, but they're not like a super like band together and be all together because they're just like Fairy Tail's awesome. We can all agree on that, right? Yep, great. Let's go do other stuff now. No.
That's what fandoms anywhere are meant to be.
Right. You can get fandoms like Yuri on Ice, awful fandom, or in High School Host Club, awful fandom.
But that's a good anime.
Those are both really good anime.
Yeah, and
the fandoms just ruin it.
Yeah, a lot of things these days tend to attract really toxic fandoms for one reason or another.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. Like
a lot of Rick and Morty is super toxic.
So toxic.
You love the show, you hate the fandom. Undertale is one of the best games that has ever been.
The fandom just puts me off. It really does.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just I don't even want to bother at this point.
Yeah. And I'm personally a huge fan of My Little Pony, and although I would definitely 100% hesitate to call myself a brony or a Pegasister.
Yeah, they have made a not good name for themselves at all.
Yeah, the show is amazing. I love it to pieces.
It has good moral values, so
it's
that's to be commended.
Yeah, and it's a lot more conceptually complex for like it's an all audiences type show at this point.
Yeah, it's like cartoons in the 90s.
Yeah.
They were really at base value for kids. When you actually listen to what they were saying,
it becomes so much more funny.
So bad.
Oh gosh.
You can
just watch Rugrats sometimes, Stephen.
Yeah, there was.
Go back and watch it. You will be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I noticed that when I think it was Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh my god, Rocco's Modern Life should just be banned. Like, it's that bad.
Or Invader Zim.
Invader Zim was amazing.
Amazing, but there were so many things I missed when I watched it when I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
Oh yes, exactly.
Yeah, those are shows that are meant to be watched again 10 years later when you get it.
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of people, I will go with Yuri on Ice because I know my wife gripes about it a lot because she loves the show, will not get involved with the fandom at all.
I can't blame her at all for that.
Like, she loves the show. She watches it on occasion, goes back and rewatches it. But the fandom is all about, and I don't want to offend anybody, but it's all like, the gayness, it's so gay, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's...
The focus of the show isn't that at all. It is not.
Like,
the focus is on the skating and the character development and the romance.
The romance, I don't know, I haven't seen it, but I've heard enough, and
it's pure. It's as pure romance as you get.
And I will speak as a female who has gone through that phase.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about.
The Fujiyoshi phase?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone goes through that phase. I was fortunate enough to get over it.
If you want to know what a Fujiyoshi is, look it up, because I ain't saying.
Nah. And it was a horrible, dirty time in my life, and
You regret it? Or you accept it?
I've accepted that it happened, and I also am grateful that I never made a fool of myself while I was having that phase. I was a private Fujoshi.
As a quick aside, watch the anime Kiss Him Not Me.
Yeah.
My God, it is the most funny thing, because it's about a Fujiyoshi, but it's so funny. It makes so much fun of it. It's amazing. Just watch it. Watch it. You will thank me.
Yeah. You need to make a list of things I have to watch.
I should make a list for our fans.
Yes, we need to do this.
We should make a list, compile a list of we each make a list.
Yeah.
Top 10 anime we recommend.
Yeah.
You do realize I will need an outside consultant.
We can help with that. Yes, this comes from the author of Yuri on Ice, that the intent is you watch it and say, that's a great love story, not gay boy.
Yeah, it's the Tumblr version of gay that they're obsessed with.
I know.
And when I say Tumblr version of gay,
look it up. It's bad.
Like not just that, but I mean the kind of gay where it does get rubbed in your face everywhere.
Yeah. What? I will admit I do not know what Tumblr is.
Tumblr is a hole that I will not let you go down.
It's a place that has some fine points, and it can be a force for good in some cases, but it has unfortunately become infamous for a lot of really terrible toxicity.
Yes.
People have gotten death threats over fan art that they disagreed with because they don't like these two characters being paired together.
Oh, yeah.
So there's like people that don't like non-canon shippings.
Not just non-canon. No.
Shipping wars is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, but like people
wasn't that a TV show?
It was, but it's a very bad TV show. It was. It's a bad TV show. No. We're talking about the real deal nerddom shipping wars, and we don't go into that because that is toxic.
Yeah, this like people actually getting death threats. People getting harassed until they delete their accounts.
Yep.
People getting doxxed because of these things.
Yeah. Tumblr is a wonderful place. We have Pusheen the cat because of Tumblr.
Yes, we do.
We have a lot of great stuff because of Tumblr.
There's an awful lot of nice fan art on Tumblr.
Unfortunately, there is also a whole lot of toxicity.
Maybe I should explore the internet more, but I'm scared to.
That's good. You should have a healthy fear of the internet.
Yeah, I would recommend looking... Personally, if you're going to use any platform to thoroughly explore the internet, I would recommend Reddit, because Reddit is self-aware.
Reddit is self-aware. They have a science side to Reddit.
Yes, they have science. They have very specific subreddits for anything. You can go to Reddit for literally anything. I've looked at this, and apparently it's the 7th most popular internet site in
Really?
the world.
Really?
Worldwide, it is the 7th most popular site.
Interesting.
What's the most popular?
I don't know.
Maybe Google. I'm guessing Google.
It would have to be Google. I'm going to look this up now, too.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to
actually-
Google it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, duh.
I actually,
What
believe it or
else?
not,
What am I going to use? Yahoo?
you know, believe it or
Bing?
not, MySpace. Remember MySpace? MySpace used to be the top most popular site worldwide. Yeah.
I remember MySpace.
Popular.
Kind of?
Isn't MySpace dating us all a little bit?
Yeah,
Only
I mean,
because I remember it exists. I never used it.
I used it for like 5 minutes because then Facebook came out and like just blasted everybody away. Plus, I didn't really give much of a crap about social media. I still kind of don't, as my sparse DJ Frosted WMC
it's
Facebook
Google.
page notes.
I can list them in order right now. The top.
Top 10. Or no, top 5. We know number 7.
All right. Number 1 is Google.
Yep.
Guys, correct. Number 2 is YouTube.
I'm not
Yay,
surprised.
YouTube.
3 is Facebook.
Yep.
4 is Baidu.
Baidu?
Do what?
I don't know what that is. It's China's search engine.
Oh, okay.
Because China won't let people use Google, I guess.
And
They have some crazy censorship laws.
and China's has the largest population.
Yeah, and then the 5th one is Wikipedia. I
Oh,
don't
that makes sense.
I mean, how many? You either Google it
which
or
I
Wikipedia it.
which I looked on Wikipedia for this list.
Either you Google it or
Oh,
you
my
Wikipedia.
my mistake. Reddit is the 6th most popular.
Oh, it moved up. What's number 7?
Yahoo.
Oh,
Wait, Yahoo?
yeah.
Apparently.
Yahoo actually is still around. They've got mail, news, stocks. They've got a whole bunch of stuff that is boring adult stuff that I refuse.
I mean, I used to have a Yahoo email, but it got hacked and they won't let me back into it because they say I can't prove I'm me.
Yeah, I mean, that's Yahoo for you. Boring adult bureaucracy stuff. Yeah.
And now I just had to look up what Baidu was to make absolutely sure it was what I said, and it is in fact yes what I said.
It is the Chinese search engine.
Yeah.
Because they can't have Google because I don't know why.
Because the ridiculous censorship laws.
Oh, yes, that.
Yeah.
That's its own kind of nerddom, history and weirdness.
Ooh, history.
Apparently, they want to compete with Google to prove that China will become the new tech power. Well, we already do that because they already make all the tech.
The problem is Google's already there and everyone knows
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, I mean,
People audibly laugh at Bing whenever it comes up.
do you know what
Bing.
do you know what the thing most often searched on Bing is?
What?
Google.
Google Chrome. You know what the most searched site on Internet Explorer or Explorer, or what do they call it now? Windows Explorer.
Edge.
Edge. You know what it is? Google Chrome download.
Because I remember like this. I was still going. It was my early semesters here at this school. I was still using Internet Explorer because
no.
it serviced me just fine, and I didn't know what was wrong until somebody actually pointed out to me that the other ones are very noticeably better, and
Yeah.
they are.
Yay,
They
Firefox.
really are.
Yay, Firefox.
Yay! I always go Chrome. I don't know what it is. It's just
It's
simple.
Like the Google search engine is the default page there.
Yeah. I mean, I have mine set to like not even have a default page. It just opens up and it's like, boom. Actually, I think my email opened up because that's really convenient for me.
Well, the thing about the Google search page is that it has like your like top 8 most visited sites directly underneath the search bar, so that you don't even have to type in what it is you're looking for.
Yeah, I love
most
that.
of the time.
I love that on my Android phone, especially because I can open up the browser. It doesn't take me to a homepage because it's just Android browser. It's the Chrome on Android, but
Okay.
it's got the top 8 most visited sites that I go to, which is super convenient because I want to go to Anime News Network. Click. I want to tap. I want to
Yes.
go to.
It equates to the same thing.
Yeah, I want to see Bull Moose. Tap. I want to see Bull Moose is a local retailer in Maine and New Hampshire. Really awesome. Love it.
We're allowed to say its name now. We don't have to. We
I
don't
was
have
just
to be.
poking fun for like years.
We don't have to put up large, not large Servine.
No. What did we? Caramoose. Remember the Caramoose?
I do remember the Caramoose.
I-
I still have that drawing.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
We should post that at some way. The
I would-
Caramoose, the combination caribou and moose. Don't know why. It exists, though. I swear it.
For reals.
No, it doesn't exist.
Aw.
Oh, you made me sad now.
That's awesome.
Made me so sad. All right, what else have we got? Blah, blah, blah.
What? Let's see. We could probably talk about like gaming news, or do you want to talk about what you did over break? I know Stephen had some adventures in far off foreign lands, and that's super cool, and I'm
Yeah.
jealous. You know, but
Went to Germany, got to be a car nerd, rented the fastest car I could afford to rent, took full advantage of the Autobahn.
for those you don't know, the Autobahn is a road in Germany with no speed limit.
Essentially, it's the same thing as our highway system, except you can legally go, I think I got to 150 if I'm doing the conversion
Yeah.
right, and did that for 5 miles until I noticed a precipitous drop in my gas needle very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the price to pay.
And gas is super expensive in Europe.
So that's the real thing controlling the speed limit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's why you get passed by all the big Mercedes and gas guzzlers over there, because they have the money to pay for it.
It's true. Yes.
So
You spent a whole lot of time with the Switch.
yes, me and Bearman spend a lot of time taking turns with the Switch, just playing with exclusively on Breath of the Wild, even though we also had Mario, the new
Odyssey?
Mario Kart.
Oh, Mario Kart. The new Mario. Well, it's a remake, but it's way better than the old one. Like, I
Yeah.
swear.
And I haven't
they
played
made-
a Mario Kart since 64.
Mario Kart 8 was amazing. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just better. I don't know how they did it, but it's better. Like,
I mean, if someone has the setup to play a version of Mario Kart, let's go.
I
Well-
do in my room currently, but that's neither here nor there. We're busy talking nerdy, of course.
Well, Mario Kart is nerdy.
It is, but if we were playing Mario Kart, we wouldn't be here talking to people, and then that's just a crime.
We're talking to people?
We
Oh,
are.
God. I didn't realize people were listening.
I mean, I'm here.
Oh.
I think
Oh,
I'm
you
here.
care.
I do care.
Yay.
Of course I care. I care about everybody that's in my nerd circle.
Yes.
Yes.
You.
Other people, not so much. But people in my nerd circle, yes.
Yeah.
Although, how quick are you to accept new nerds into your nerd circle?
Well, so long as they prove themselves to be nerds.
They had. Well, you're going to give them a quiz? What's the length of Mario's inseam?
Oh, well, nobody needs to know that.
I don't know that.
No, nobody knows that. It changes. it fluctuates.
It literally does.
Because models change and no.
Yeah.
No. There's not a nerd quiz so much as I kind of feel them out, you know? When
Yeah.
you interact with people, you can just know.
How much anime have you watched?
That doesn't matter so much as the passion for it. You know, if you really like something and you can that you can convey that with your thoughts and your words,
Yeah.
that's important too. It's not about how much you watch. Like, I myself have not watched a super horrendous amount of anime. Like, I haven't watched everything there ever was.
You seem like you have those sometimes.
I watch a lot of things. Well, the things we talk about are things that I know about, so therefore I can talk about them.
That's fair enough.
But like, there are people who watch like all of the anime.
They make it
Oh.
literally their life, and it will consume them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've liked the animes I watched. There's 2 or 3 I've really am passionate, like really like.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask, what are the top 3 animes for everyone here?
Oh my gosh, that's a loaded question, my friend. It really isn't it, Scutty?
Little bit.
Like, can we break it down by genre or what?
I don't know. My list is actually quite small, relatively speaking.
Well, I have to break it down by genre if we're going to do top 3s, but we can go with that.
Can I go first?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the top 3 I would choose if I was told I could watch 3, had nothing to do that day.
Yep.
Top 3. I know it's going to give me a big ride on the feels train, but oh gosh, what's the name of the one with the wolves?
What?
Princess Mononoke?
No. Wolf's Rain.
Yeah.
Wolf's Rain.
I remember that name existing. I've never seen it.
Okay.
It's great, but
Inspired
the
so
feels?
many wolfkin.
I literally was trying not to cry the whole time.
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, for
Oh,
certain. That's
so
on my
good.
list, too.
Yeah.
Brotherhood or the original?
I haven't been able to get through Brotherhood since a lot of the episodes seem so like.
It changes really quick.
Yeah.
So I forget where it is, but I think it might be right before or after Shao Tucker. It's the storyline just is the storyline is what she intended because she wrote it in Brotherhood. In Fullmetal Alchemist, the original anime, she gave him some notes like, here's some things you could do, and then said, go. I've got to write this. I got to write the manga.
Yeah, the original 2003 version of the anime. It still holds a place in my heart. It's obviously lacking in some regards,
but it's still one of the highest rated shows on my anime list.
Yeah,
Brotherhood blew it out of the water, and that's saying something because it's already got. I think it's got an 8 point something for Fullmetal Alchemist, the original.
Yeah,
and Brotherhood's a 9.25 or something. Yeah, you know what's really high. Is Your Name, the movie that came out?
I've been wanting to see it since everyone's been talking about it.
It's amazing. It's phenomenal. I will say it's phenomenal, triple phenomenal.
All right. You're not just trying to boost the numbers, are you?
No, I truly mean that.
All right.
I very truly mean that. I'm not going to go into much on it, but I now know. We bought it as soon as it came out, and we could get it in the stores. They did a great job with the English dub. I didn't actually watch the sub. I usually do watch both if it's available, if I really enjoy the show. Otherwise, I'm meh. For instance, Fairy Tail, I've watched it 4 times. Subbed, dubbed.
Just alternating.
It just happened to work out that way. But yes, no, I mean, fully through. Except the dub, because the dub hasn't gone all the way to the end just yet. And the new season's coming out. The last season of Fairy Tail's coming out. But anyway, back to the original the question.
The lists. The top threes.
Wolf's Rain, Fullmetal Alchemist. Which one did you say? The original or Brotherhood?
How can you choose between the two?
That is a very good question.
Because you do.
I like the beginning of the. I kind of like to watch. What I would do is I would watch the first one up until the point that it diverges from Brotherhood, then stick the rest of the way with Brotherhood.
I mean, you could do that with just Brotherhood because it's the same.
I know. It's just I like the longer episodes.
It's literally the same actors too, and the same dialogue.
Yeah,
nothing changes.
But the progression of events is slightly different.
Yeah. So I actually read the original manga.
I have too.
And word for word, the anime follows it, and I'm just like, whoa! Word for word. Whoa!
I actually looked at some a did you know type list of things for Full Metal Alchemist, and Hiromu Arakawa, she really went into good detail, specifically in regards to the themes of the 7 deadly sins.
She researched. We were my wife and I were discussing,
particularly in the way each of them died.
Yes, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. She is meticulous. She deserved her best manga artist of the year that when she won that for her first work. She deserved it because she meticulously researched this manga. It was insane.
Yeah,
the names all match up. It blows me out of the water. It really does. And she's currently doing a manga adaptation of the heroic legend of Arslan, which was originally a novel series that was done early 90s by...
Yeah. Have you seen any of the trailers for the live action FMA?
Oh my god, they look really good.
I know!
Anyway, back to the list. We're so just...
I know, but this had to be talked about.
It did. We are very tangential. I am sorry, Stephen. What is your third?
The first, though, not the first season, but the second, there's that Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's the first anime I watched. Okay. Although that was before I knew what anime was. I just thought it was cartoons, which is apparently, according to some people, blasphemy to not know the difference.
There is a difference, and I have stated it multiple times, but basically, in Japan, anime is animation. Flat animation. That's what it is. In the United States and other places, other English-speaking languages, countries. Wow. Anime is specifically animation done in the Japanese style out of Japan.
Which was, weirdly enough, inspired by Disney.
Yes, kind of. But yes, it really kind of was. They took it and made it their own.
Yeah, they obviously, as you do.
So like the American anime Ruby and the American anime Avatar: The Last Airbender.
They aren't
great.
quite anime.
They're not anime flat. They are American anime, and that's cool too.
I mean, Avatar: The Last Airbender as the anime cartoon, awesome. The live action?
Oh no!
No. It doesn't. What are you even talking about? That's not real.
What? No.
It's not real.
I refuse to believe.
It never existed.
Nope.
I have to say
never
this.
existed.
That
It doesn't exist.
Ding dong. Nope. He didn't do it. He didn't ruin it for us. Nope. Not at all.
No,
I refuse to see it on the principle.
never happened.
how many things have been good in a book or in an anime that have made into live action that you just go, wow.
Everything Hollywood has ever attempted.
Yeah,
There's literally no such thing as a good video game movie.
Or anime movie. No, Super Mario Bros. Movie was good, but in the way that it was so bad it was good.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
That's not the good that we want.
Yeah, Nintendo is actually breaking into the Hollywood market.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to make their own movies based on Mario and Detective Pikachu. And you know who's playing Detective Pikachu?
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Oh my god!
People were like, "Why not Danny DeVito?" And I'm like, that also really would have worked.
although I think Danny
Pikachu.
DeVito,
Pikachu.
No. Pikachu talks in Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu specifically talks.
I just want to hear Pikachu saying or just
Pikachu.
talking.
Pikachu.
Yes, I want to hear Pikachu saying Pikachu like Danny DeVito.
Pikachu. Pikachu.
Yeah.
Pikachu.
And then he pulls out his gun
No. He thunderbolts.
with a gun.
Yes. Sure.
oh, I could
He
just
has to have a gun. You
I
don't
could just-
understand.
Sure.
I can't do the voice well, but I could just imagine like the loud mad Pikachu before the Thunderbolt, his voice doing that.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Pika.
Pikachu.
I'm a Pikachu. Anyway, back to the anime thing that we were doing, the list. Scotty, go ahead.
Okay, so
Top three.
So obviously, the Full Metal Alchemist. I'm not going to pick between the two because I haven't fully seen the other one, so I can't make a true
Yes.
judgment.
But
And
you've read the manga, correct?
yes, I
That's
have.
Word for word the same.
Yeah,
Word
like
for word,
on-
the anime follows that.
I don't own all the volumes, but I did find it all. But I did find it online because I had to find it some way or another.
Yes.
And second on the list, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, a classic.
Yes, old school.
Yeah, 80s, 90s? No, 90s.
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 Definitely 90s.
Yeah.
I saw an episode for the first time at my grandma's house. I have no idea
Yeah.
what time it was. It must have been Toonami.
It was definitely Toonami. I still remember being on Toonami at like 12 midnight, 1 a.m., something around that time.
But that was the first time. I believe that was the first
Yeah.
anime outside of Pokemon and Sailor Moon that I had ever
But
seen.
Pokemon, let's be real, that's kind of like on all our lists. Just
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it I wouldn't put it in my top 3.
no, but it's got its special nostalgia position.
Oh yes.
Honorable nostalgia
Oh yeah.
mention.
Season 1
The
Pokemon.
Indigo League, yes.
Yeah. Just, that will always be there.
Yes,
The
for sure.
only annoying thing with Pokemon for me is it used to be, oh, you're such a nerd for liking Pokemon. Then Pokemon Go comes out.
Now everyone's into it.
But now only the nerds remain, so it's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm happy to be playing it again because I don't.
And
have-
anybody who played it stupidly is now dead.
Yay! That turned morbid fast.
natural selection.
That's literally how it works, though.
Yeah, and third one before we.
And the third one, oh geez, I have to actually think on
I
this.
know.
I'm trying to remember one outside of Pokemon that I really, really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to me on that. It'll take a bit.
All right. I could break this down by genre, and I think I might have to. But like in terms of all time, like I would watch that. Fairy Tale is no-brainer.
Awesome.
Just Fairy Tale. Let's see. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with Wagnaria. Super amazing comedy series. Love it to death. And third, Nogizaka Haruka no Himitsu. Yeah. It's obscure. I have all-ish of the episodes except for the OVA because I couldn't find that. I don't have them on DVD either because they never released it in English or as a licensed DVD. I have them because of things. Because there was a site where you could get unlicensed in this country, so technically in that gray area of legality. So yes, I have them.
All right. I just thought of it.
Number 3?
It's one that I have been introduced to fairly recently by my bestie.
Yep.
Cheese Sweet Home.
That adorable cat one?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
reminds me
literally
of
how life
Chobits,
would...
though. Chobits. Cheese.
I don't remember. I never watched that one.
Watch it. So cute. Chobits is cute.
I know I do like watching anime, but the hard thing for me is I can never remember, like, if you're watching things not on Netflix or Amazon or YouTube, I can never find them again. Like, there was one that a friend of mine got me.
I don't know if I just changed my mind or not. It's like the polar opposite of
What?
Cheese Sweet Home.
What?
Berserk.
I figured you were going to say that at some point. You can have 4. I don't care.
Well,
My list is literally like 30-something things long.
Because
So.
the volumes are relatively difficult to get outside of purchasing. If you want to purchase them in a store, good luck. The odds are very low that you're going to find them
I
in
always
order.
find them if I want them.
Well,
but I've never want them.
They're there. But we've gotten to the point where like in the store they have volumes 1, 2, 3 through 7, and then it skips right to 32.
That's common. That is extremely common for long series, and I will tell you why. It's expensive to keep stock on shelves. You're always going to find volumes 1 and 2, usually, of a series. Then you're going to find the latest volume of the series, possibly the 2 or 3 before that.
I
The
see.
reason being, people buy them out, and they don't refill them because nobody's looking to start a series at number 7. They're going to start at
that
number
makes
1.
a lot of sense.
And
actually.
the newest ones are going to be there because
people want to check it out.
yeah, well, they're going to buy the newest one if they're a fan of that series.
And
Now-
if they've been keeping track for a long time,
Yes.
then they will want the newest one.
So I literally on my phone have a Google document that I can access that has a list of all of the manga I'm reading, all of the light novels I'm reading, and when they come out and what the newest volume will be and who the author is, just in case I go into a store and I need to tell somebody this is what I'd like to order. Now, the second thing you need to do is get a store that'll order things for you, such as Bull Moose for me. And worst case, you go to Amazon. I mean, Amazon will have it. No matter what, you're going to find it there.
oh yeah,
Like, and if you've got Amazon Prime, that's 2-day delivery. It'll be there in a couple days. The benefit of buying it in a store is if you buy local, you're supporting local. Also, you'll have it right there, right then. One of the coolest things I ever did, though, we went to something that my wife and I went, we weren't actually married then, to something in Boston called Japan Fest Boston. Super cool, super crowded. They had Japanese food stalls, like legit Japanese food stalls set up. So good food. They also had vendors there, and one of the vendors was a bookseller who had gotten permission to sell One Punch Man early. So I had it 2 weeks early. That was a year. That was a year and a half or 2 years ago. So yeah, really cool. But yeah. That was really fun.
Yeah.
But like I'm reading like 30 series, so I have to keep track on my Google document.
oh wow, that
that definitely explains where all your money goes.
Yes, it does. And not just mine. My wife is a saint. She puts up with it.
Yeah, that sounds just about as expensive as a car guy's car can get.
Oh yes. Except books don't break down, which is nice.
Yeah, that's,
Although
Well, they kind of do if you use them improperly.
yes,
well,
they do.
anything if you use it properly breaks.
It's true. I mean, I have to keep buying bookshelves.
Yeah.
And we're out of room for bookshelves, so I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. Speaking of collectible whatsits, Bearman and I have gotten into collecting pop figures a little
Oh
bit.
no.
It's definitely taken a small toll. We have
How many do you have?
well, right now We've got. I haven't actually bothered to count how many are actually in the full collection just yet. But it's definitely gotten to a point where I'm just like, okay, I have to slow down. We have all the ones for we have most of the ones for FNAF, and that's the only series I really want to keep complete, unless they make more TF2 ones.
Did they make TF2 ones?
There are only 3 that exist right now, to my knowledge.
Really?
Yeah,
So
and I have all of them.
So the pops that I bought, because I loved them, were I bought all the Skyrim ones. I even have Alduin.
Ooh,
I
want.
I happened to be working for GameStop at the time. So I was able to go to the back room and get the ones I wanted, including the store exclusive one, the Whiterun Guard, and buy them. And when I wanted the Alduin, we didn't get one at the store I was working at, so I called up my co-workers at the other store. There's 3 stores, 3 GameStops within a mile in Maine. It's weird. And I said, hey, do you guys have it? And they're like, yep, hold that for me, would you? No problem. And I got all of them.
Yeah.
Spent a good amount of money because...
I believe... I don't know if you were the one who brought Bearman to the more local GameStop. And he acquired a catalog of pops.
That's so cool.
And most of them they're like Disney or Marvel things, and they're neat and all, but I don't really want those.
Yeah.
I would only really want to invest in ones that I truly care about, and I truly cared about the TF2. I truly care about the FNAF.
Exactly.
And I truly care about literally any of them that are dragons.
Yeah. So
dragons.
As I was saying, we didn't get all the Firefly ones, which I'm a little bummed about. But we got
that's another one I want now.
We got Malcolm Reynolds, Zoe, and Wash. We got those 3. There's also a Jane and a Kaylee. I don't know why we didn't get them, but Kaylee's adorable. We need to get Kaylee if we can find it again. The other ones we have are the fairy tale ones. Natsu, Happy, and Lucy. Unfortunately, our Lucy is a bit special. She was defective, apparently.
How
did you take them out of their boxes?
Of course.
We've been keeping them in the boxes primarily because most of the ones we have are scary.
We have premium on space in our place. You know, I'm a horrible collector. I collect everything that I like. So, Meebos, books. I don't have that many pops, so that's good. But no, we have like a couple other I think I've got one League of Legends pop. It is Braum, the big dude with the shield who has the poro. Because big manly men, tiny little poro. And he's awesome. And the mustache, manliest of men.
The moment I see an Alex Armstrong pop.
The moment I see FMA pop, I'm buying them.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. My favorite scene is the one where the 2 guys
they muscle up next to each
and
other,
they become
and
bros. Instant bonding.
They don't say a word to each other.
And then they cry in manliness. Yes. Olivia Armstrong too. Alexander Louise Armstrong's sister is just.
Yeah, she takes absolutely no crap from nobody.
Oh yeah,
least of all her little brother.
She is the ultimate female warrior. She is like
for sure.
She could take on anyone.
She literally fought homunculi
and won.
Yeah. She didn't even know what they were really.
But dang, those things be scary. I fight them.
Yeah. I've
and won.
I will ask
with a sword.
Yes, and the help of her little brother.
I will ask
a little begrudgingly so.
He definitely helped though.
Yeah, she didn't want that. She didn't want the help.
FMA is past our 5-year spoiler wall.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we talk dad ending?
Dad ending of FMA?
Yes.
No, because it's still super good, and I want people to see it.
That's true.
Although the manga added just a little bit extra that I loved.
Yeah, all I want to say though is
that ending.
That ultimate sacrifice. And when I say ultimate sacrifice, I'm actually not talking about death.
No, but
it's still the ultimate sacrifice, especially for Edward.
It was, and it was the right thing to do. It was.
He knew it, and
he knew what he had to do.
He hated it, but he did it anyway.
He accepted it for the sake of
everyone.
Yes, for everyone. Wait, we're talking the manga, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. No. But at the end of the manga, the last few pages, kind of like after the credits, quote unquote, would roll
Yeah.
in an anime episode, there's just one scene that it touches me here. It is minor spoilers. Trisha and Hohenheim
Yeah.
standing next to each other, watching out over Ed and Al, going, "Our kids are good," and they're like, "Yeah, in the field, right there." I cried. I was like,
Oh
I'm
God!
about to break
they
down right now.
reunited.
That's
For real, I'm about to break down.
Yeah, they reunited, and they're just standing there, and they're like, "We did good, Trish. We
They
did
did.
good."
They
That's,
did do good.
That sounds about as bad
Yeah.
as the one where
Oh God, I'm actually tearing up, dude.
Yeah, but what about that confession between Ed and Winry though? What if I give you half of me and you give me half of you? We could. That's cool, right? And Winry's like, "Well, why don't I just give you all of me?" And then they just go, but, yeah.
I don't even remember that part. I was just so torn up about him just still doing the
Yeah, he tried. Yeah. Yep.
his.
Yep. Because Full Metal Alchemist. Read it, please.
Yes.
My wife won't
Do
watch
it.
it because it is super gory. I mean, it has some intenseness to it.
It's very, very.
But she
gory.
read it and she loved it. And I don't blame her because it's, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is one of the highest rated manga, if not the highest rated manga on my anime list.
It should be. It very well should be. That's where it belongs.
you'll have to show me the manga at some point.
Yeah. So
Most
Gosh,
most
I'm
chapters
dating
can be
myself
found
right now.
online.
I didn't read it then, but 2001.
I know.
It went from 2001 to 2010.
I remember receiving
Okay, it is number 3. What the heck's number 1?
I remember receiving a little booklet with just the first chapter when I used to actively order manga. Well,
Wow.
it wasn't me, it was my parents, but it came in the box as as a little teaser, and I looked at it and I'm like, this is neat. Let's check out the M&A.
Yep. So, all right. The number 1 manga.
This is when I still played Neopets, mind
on my
you.
anime list is Berserk. Number 2 is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, whatever the current. Part 7. I guess. Full Metal Alchemist is at number 3.
Isn't JoJo another one of those anime that's been going on for literally forever?
It's one of those manga that's been going on forever too. Yes. Surprisingly, One Piece is at number 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Good Night Pun Pun makes it at number 4.
yeah, I'll tell you.
Monster
Okay,
makes it at number 5.
regrettably, my first exposure to One Piece was through the anime done by Four Kids.
Oh no!
Therefore, this was when I still have the volumes, and I remember looking at reading the volumes and being like, why isn't the blood in the show?
Why isn't this there?
I literally, that was literally the thing going on in my head,
Yeah.
just like, there's so much blood here, why isn't it in the show?
For those who don't know, 4Kids Entertainment was responsible for the original dub of Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and pretty much all anime back then. And they were super uptight. It was like they had a stick somewhere that
Yes.
it shouldn't have been.
I told you all about that one episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX I had seen
Yeah.
that had this stupidly terrible censorship.
Yeah, so they censored blood and really ridiculous nonsense.
Like Sanji's cigarette.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that probably explains why we never got to see the season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh! That was just
Definitely
Yeah.
not. That is exactly
This
why
is
that
why
never
you go
happened.
and find the sub online and watch it. The banned episodes of Pokemon are great. One of them was banned for legitimate reasons. The Porygon episode of Pokemon was banned because it put people in the hospital with seizures.
well, yeah,
That's a good reason.
That's a good reason to not show that again.
Other
I watched
reasons-
it. I was fine, but I could see how it happened
Other reasons include James had boobs for a bit.
for 30 seconds, if that.
Other
And they were impressive. James Good job, bud.
And other reasons include Ash has a gun to his head.
Which, spoiler alert, that happens and they forgot to censor it.
When in a previous episode,
Yeah.
like literally I guess episode 7 or something.
Six
or 7.
The Squirtle Squad, actually.
Yeah, he had several shotguns pointed at him by townsfolk.
Yeah. No, he had a whole array of weapons pointed at him, and he was like, "Ah, I just want a potion." And they're
And
like,
he
"Oh, okay,
I swear I'm not with Team Rocket.
yeah, no, we're not." the
Those
ones
guns were intended for Team
Yeah.
Rocket.
And Team Rocket throwing literal bombs. No, no, we can't. We don't need to censor that. But gun, a revolver? No, we gotta.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to ban this immediately. And that was a good episode too because it had Dratini and Dragonair in it. A really good episode. You can find it online. The other episode that was banned was the Jinx episode.
Right.
But
that was banned later because I remember seeing that on TV when I was little.
Later, because Jinx was considered racist, which I can see, but I don't know if that was the intent of.
I think the intent was more to be. It was meant to be a parody of Gangaro Girls.
Yes, it was.
Rather than being racist towards anybody.
It wasn't trying to be blackface. It was trying to be
It was trying to be a terrible tan.
Yes, a terrible. Well, they've made Jinx purple since, but Jinx's face used to be black, actual black,
like Mr. Popo black.
Yeah, tar black, coal black. It was like jet black, actually.
So people thought it was black.
Yeah,
face.
no, but that's not what they intended because.
No.
Pokemon goes out of their way to prevent people from being offended by stuff.
Nintendo is a stupidly family-friendly company.
Yes, they are, and I love them for it. But they branched out a little bit with Breath of the Wild. They definitely put some stuff in there that was intended for more mature people, and I loved it.
It was amazing.
So that
genuine doom and gloom.
Yeah, well, Twilight Princess tops that.
Well, yeah, they do, but this is
it was post-apocalyptic Zelda.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Literal post-apocalyptic Zelda.
Yeah.
So, what was I? I had a thought and it flew away. I hate when that happens.
You had something to say, Stephen?
Oh yeah, there's an anime I remember a friend getting me onto that I saw a couple of episodes from, and then the internet, the computer crashed. Went to go back after getting it back from tech support, and they cleared my internet search history, so I couldn't find it. And it's I've been wanting
awful.
to. It's
called?
Princess Tutu.
Oh, I mean,
I'm going to look this up now.
It's I have, and I'm just the one time I tried to search for anime that wasn't on Netflix, I got viruses. Hence why the computer was in tech support.
Oh, she's adorable.
Yes.
Yeah. Give me a second.
She's adorable and it looks incredibly wholesome. I like it.
It's about a tutuing duck that has to save a prince.
That is incredibly wholesome. That's one of the most wholesome anime outside of Cheese Sweet Home.
Yeah.
And that's about as wholesome as it gets, people.
It is.
The Adventures of a Tiny Cat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, Cheese Sweet Home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just in general.
My favorite game to play is whenever she makes a really stupid face, I try to imagine what she could, what terrible swears she could be thinking.
Yes.
When she has those big eyes and she's falling down the table because she doesn't realize she doesn't realize the cloth is not attached to the wall.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah. She's just like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, 4-letter word.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Deer is the word you meant, right?
Yes.
Yes, of course. not one that starts with other letters of the alphabet.
No.
Deer.
Yeah. It's a wholesome show with wholesome swearing.
Oh, yes. Oh, fiddlesticks.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, gosh.
Mung beans.
Why do I feel like this show would use the line used in the South all the time? Well, bless your heart.
Oh, bless your heart.
Oh, that's the most condescending thing you can say to anybody.
That kind of is, though.
If someone says, well, bless your heart, they're about to say something trashing you.
Bless your heart.
Because Southerners are experts at throwing shade.
Oh, yes.
They'd
they
have
are.
to be. It's so hot down there.
It's true. It kind of is.
Yeah, land
anyway.
Yes, I did make that up this morning.
where it literally sometimes feels like you're walking outside in soup.
Yeah, the humidity is just awful.
Yeah, I grew up there. I know the feels. There's a reason I stayed inside on computer games.
There's a reason I live in the frozen north.
Yeah, there's a reason I intend to stay up here if I can.
On the other hand, it was also great swimming weather most of the time.
Yeah, that's why we have indoor pools.
Yeah, so you can use them more than 3 months out of the year.
Right?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? 2 months?
Oh, yeah, there's... Well,
No, it's bad.
Yeah, but then all those other months, like in the spring, you get to collect. When the pool's all covered up, you get to collect tadpoles and raise them in a jar, and then grow up to be frogs, and then you let them out.
In the pool.
No, not in the pool.
I know, not in the pool. I remember I was in Costa Rica once.
There
and
were a lot of frogs.
It was in Costa Rica. There is a place we stayed at was in the rainforest, like in the rainforest. You had to go by boat.
That is
to get to
so many bugs. Did you sleep with a mosquito net?
We slept in cabins with special netting on them and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, they had red-eyed tree frogs. I'm sure you know the ones with the red eyes, the blue side, but they're green. Yeah, super camouflagey. Well, they had a problem where they would swim through the chlorinated pool to the little plant island in the middle to lay their eggs, and well, they didn't like that. So they were also conservation in Costa Rica is very heavy on the conservation.
Oh,
of
I believe
their
it.
wildlife.
I 100% believe it.
Ecotourism is what they call it. And so they would go collect the eggs very gently, move them to a small little pool, and let them hatch there, and then raise their tadpoles, and then let them free.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
Well,
And they would let you hold the frogs if you were really nice.
I mean, conserving your natural resources is awesome.
It really, really is.
Always. Especially if they're adorable, and even a lot of the time if they're not.
Yeah, you should just conserve them anyway.
Yeah, they're who knows what role they have in the whole food web type thing.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Very important.
And they're natural science nerds. That's an interesting.
Yeah, well,
That is another.
remember, the original meaning of nerd was like that smart kid who knew everything
Yes.
and was a dork. And like a geek and like...
Was there anything in your earlier school years that you were particularly known for in terms of nerdness?
I once showed up to elementary school wearing a poorly done cosplay of Link from Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't understand that like you could get made fun of for that.
I mean, cars, like,
you were the car kid.
yeah, I've spent enough money to probably make Alex shudder.
Yeah.
On just an engine of a car.
I was the kid who knew most about aminals.
Aw.
Animals are really cute. I loved my cat.
Yeah. And
I want to see my kitties again. I miss them.
one thing I was weirdly obsessed with for a while was like this, like sea disasters, like the Titanic sinking. And
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I like literally, you know how most people have posters in their bedroom. I had a picture of the Titanic with like all this data about the ship.
You know,
and
like 50,
Like-
like 50, 60, I guess 70 years ago at this point, that like posters like that or any sort of memorabilia related to the Titanic would be considered incredibly insensitive.
Yeah. Like, the interesting thing was, like, I still remember the fact that ship had, like, 56,000 eggs on it when it left for that voyage.
Really?
Like eggs for the chefs to bake.
Yes, like, eggs to use for cooking.
Hey guys.
Mm-hmm.
I just discovered something amazing.
What is that?
Is
There's
it that the pool in the Titanic is still full?
It is full, and the bathhouses too. No, somebody took Lord of the Rings and put it into Age of Empires and a mod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw, sick.
All right.
Yeah.
I may actually want to play that now.
I do want to play that. I don't know which version of Age of Empires it uses, but like,
Oh, gosh.
oh yeah,
I can't decide what's better of that. The fact it's Lord of the Rings or the fact it's Age of Empires. I wasted
Both.
I wasted a lot of time as a young kid on it.
So you know what I discovered a few years ago? I don't remember how many years now.
Yeah.
Age of Empires 2 Deluxe HD version is on Steam, and it was like $10, and I bought it, and then I spent like 3 days playing it.
Like 3 days straight?
Ish.
I still
Did you
I slept.
sleep? Okay, you slept. You slept, you peed, did you eat?
Yes.
Okay.
I never forget to eat.
I
Ever.
do all the time. I also forget to sleep if people let me and I have nothing to do the next day.
What's sleep?
That's
it's
a
that thing.
good question.
It's that thing you don't do because you wake up at 5:30 in the morning, you crazy man.
Who does that willingly?
He does.
I blame school
You're-
bus driving and truck driving.
Yeah.
You should.
Hey.
You
But, like-
sleep nerd.
Yeah. No, he's not a sleep nerd because he doesn't love it. Because
Oh, he's even worse. He's an awake nerd.
he's a morning person.
Oh, jeez. Shame.
What's wrong with being a morning person? It means you get to make breakfast for all the non-morning people.
That's true.
But I make my own breakfast, and
I
I'm
hate-
not a morning person.
I hate waking up in the morning, and I hate making my own food. But I love breakfast, and I don't get to have it because I hate waking up early.
Yeah, well, sometimes I don't have a choice.
Breakfast is great, though.
Breakfast is good.
Why
I've been making recently. This is completely tangential. I don't even know where the nerd plot is anymore. Food nerds. We're
Yes,
food
there
nerds.
are very much food nerds.
No, foodies are different. We're food nerds.
Okay.
I will state that now. Foodies are like pretentious. We're not.
You will die on this hill.
Oh yes. No, I've been making basically it's a recipe out of Japan of all places, so it is
Yeah.
nerdy. Mm-hmm. I'm calling it now.
The Japan nerd.
Yeah, sure, Japan food nerd.
No, not just not
oh, you
just.
mean a weeb? A weeaboo?
No. I don't mean that either. I mean like a person who
Japanophile.
is
Japanophile.
like the respectful weeaboo.
Yes.
I would love to try Japanese pancakes.
Oh
I would
yes,
too.
I would
Hot
absolutely.
cakes.
I would absolutely.
Hot
You know,
cakey.
it is on my freaking bucket list to go to an onsen.
I would love to go to an onsen.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds like
It's
it
a
should go
hot
with
bath.
you.
It's a natural Japanese hot
They're
spring.
not necessarily natural,
Well, but it's
but open air hot spring baths. They
Yeah.
have them all over.
the ones where you bathe before you get in the pool.
Yeah, it is. You shower off and then you go relax in the hot
Why are
you just sit there
Why
and
aren't
you
we going
soak
to
in
one of
its
those
great.
after the show?
because there aren't any in this country.
Because there are
That I know
very
of.
yeah. I guess the best place to look for them would be on the West Coast because
with the
there's
volcanic activity. Yeah,
where there's actual volcanic activity.
I have been to a natural hot spring in Washington State. It was a hike.
Yeah,
It
but I
was-
mean, I want the full
There-
experience.
yeah.
I want like the sliding doors. I want the
Yeah, they
dunk.
didn't have that. It was you hiked
Dunk.
up to a rock that was leaking hot water.
I mean,
It was
there
maintained, of course.
I
by
mean,
someone.
that could also
There
be
is Hot
That would
Springs,
also be
Georgia.
fun.
What?
there is our hot springs in Georgia.
Yeah, but they're not onsen.
Yeah, you don't get like a hotel room and
You
like
don't-
some and
yeah.
a nice
There are hot
nice
springs resorts.
and a
which-
nice yukata to lounge
yeah,
in.
You literally go to a hot spring resort to go and bathe and relax, but you don't spend too much time because you'll pass out, and they don't want you to pass out.
No.
And they have different types of pools you can go to, like
There's
standard pools, like
public nudity is expected though.
if you go to a mixed bath, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you go to a mixed bath, you'll be with everybody, and everybody's gonna be naked. I mean, you can wear like a small towel around your waist, and that kind of thing. But yeah,
Until
Okay,
you get in
so-
the water.
I mean, you can still wear it.
My-
People don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, my sister's in the army, and I'm like praying she gets stationed in Japan someday, just because that'll
Okinawa.
mean I will get to go to Japan. It would be glorious.
You can just go without her being there.
I could, but
But,
if
like,
she's
think of the
there, that
plane
means no.
trip.
If she's there, that means no hotel.
That's true. but I
So
would
more
stay-
money for nerding.
I would stay in a hot spring hotel at least one night.
Yeah.
At least.
I don't know. I think I would want two, just so I can really savor
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, definitely too.
Sample the food.
Oh, yes, the food. Anyway, what was I saying about food? Yes, Japanese recipe. You take a piece of bread that is thick cut,
'Kay.
Texas toast style,
Ah,
You cut out the
that
middle.
kind of thick. Yeah.
and you separate it, and you cook your peppers, onions, red pepper, green pepper, and onions, a little bit of it. Cook it up, make sure it's nice and soft.
Are you sure you're not describing an omelet thing?
You'll see. You take those, you put them in little piles. You take your bread, you put the bread around them. You take your eggs that you've scrambled and you pour them into the hole. and it makes your omelet in your bread, so it's toasting it. You put a little cheese on the back, and you take the piece of bread you removed and put it on there.
Are you sure that's a Japanese thing? Because I swear I heard that described elsewhere.
There's something called a toad in the hole, which is a fried egg in the middle of a piece of toast.
Yeah, that's my.
That's what he makes. But this, it came from a Japanese source. I don't know if it's actually Japanese, but
or it's just a Japanese style of making it or something.
And you basically get a piece of toast with an omelet built into it.
Ooh,
it's so good. So good.
I love toast, and I love me some scrambled eggs. Replace those peppers with cheese, and I'm all over it.
Yep.
Same
cheese.
here.
No, you put cheese in there. It's
still
okay. Then just eliminate the peppers.
You don't even have to put the peppers in there if you really don't want to.
I feel like we should go have this after the show.
Well, I've made it also not with peppers and onions. I put broccoli in there.
I love broccoli.
Did I forget to mention there's bacon in it too?
Give it to me now. I am hungry. I had dinner. I'm still hungry.
Basically, if you would make an omelet out of it, you can put it in there. Yeah.
Are you sure we can't just go to your place and do this right now?
We could, but I'm on a diet. So no, we can't.
And we still have about 27 minutes.
I'm on a diet. I need to maintain health, and you can't keep nerding if you're dead. So, in order to prevent myself from dying, I am trying to become healthier. And
that's not going to work, right?
Yes, it is working. I am doing well at this, and not eating after 8 o'clock is one of the things. It is currently 9:33 here. Yeah.
Well, what does eating after 8 o'clock do?
It just basically means you're going to be sitting with it, and it's going to just turn to fat.
Oh, I see. Because if you go to sleep, then you're not exerting yourself.
Now, what happens if you don't go to sleep until 1 or 2?
Don't eat immediately before sleeping.
Well, that, but also it's kind of a sedentary period for everybody. You're not active. I'm not walking around anymore. I'm just.
You're not even your brain isn't even active.
Pretty much. So.
And your brain consumes more calories than anything else when you're stationary.
Yes.
But when you're asleep, even your brain isn't doing much.
Yes, precisely. So I've strict cutoff after 8 o'clock, no eating, especially no carbs. Fruit is mildly acceptable, like having a banana, no big deal. That's going to hold you off, and it's not going to add too much calories.
Yeah.
But it's basically cutting down on carbs and sugar and making sure that I work out. Bearman and I are going to do a really cool exercise thing.
Yay, you've been telling me about that.
So the idea, and I did have a point in bringing up all this health and fitness, is we're picking anime characters who we want to look like.
You're going to become fitness nerds.
Yeah, we're going to be fitness nerds, kind of.
Are you
not those weird muscle heads? No, we're going
to
pick an anime character who we want to be like, or a video game character, or character in general, and work out to obtain that body type.
Hey, wait, I already have lust. That's who I pick.
No, you don't have lust. You really don't have lust. You have gluttony.
Sorry, wrong one. I'm tired. I get them confused.
I'm not saying you're not a buxom woman, but you're not a buxom woman.
He's the buxomiest. What are you talking about?
Sometimes I have, with part of my dyslexia, names kind of go.
Yeah, mixing things up.
So exactly right now I have gluttony. Maybe I should try to go for someone else.
Go for greed.
Yeah. Greed had dat bod.
Greed did, especially when it was with Lynn.
Oh, for real though.
Yeah. Although there is part of me that wants to go for the I can't remember their names. One of those. The guy.
Armstrong?
Yeah,
Armstrong. Go for Armstrong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that.
With the hair?
That hair.
The hair, too.
I really want to do a couple's cosplay with Bearman as Izumi Curtis.
Oh, my God.
And her husband.
Yes.
We could do that, too.
You could.
It would work.
I want to be Armstrong, though, so that we could just, out together.
I just need to get a wig that's full of dreads.
Oh, easily done.
Yeah,
easily done.
Also easy to take care of, relatively
very much
speaking.
So.
All right, if y'all decide to do this cosplay thing, I've always wanted to cosplay, but I never have. Drag me along.
Yeah, sure.
It's fun stuff.
So much fun.
It's really fun, especially if you go to the right place.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the workout thing. I've picked Natsu from Fairy Tail because I want to have that lean muscle. That's it's not over. It's not that overly muscled fat arm thing, but it's healthy, lean toned.
Yeah, not bulky bodybuilder type thing.
I'll have to get some weird, cool battle scars though, just to go with it. make sure I get the whole thing.
Just, oh no, I have fallen into this bandsaw.
Yes. Oh no, I got a cut on my neck because of. Actually, it happened because of a fingernail.
For real?
The scar on Natsu's neck it was revealed in a side story, basically, that Natsu, Urza, and Gray and Lucy wind up back in time purely out of accident, and Natsu and Gray end up causing the scar on Natsu's neck with like a fingernail.
I imagine there was a lot of stink eye after that.
It was just hilarious. It was just funny.
Uh,
And then it's like, that's the reason he always wears the scarf. No, the reason he wears the scarf is because Igneal gave it to him. Like, yeah. Also part of the character design.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I forget who Bearman picked. I think he was still in a toss-up over it. But,
Yeah, I think he's decided against Bane for
Yeah.
one reason or another.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who his pick really is now. If I had to guess, because this is just because I know him, it would be Punisher.
Yeah. I was thinking he would do well with the Punisher body.
Yeah.
now, who would you recommend for me?
It's just go for a character you want. Like,
Yeah. I want that Wonder Woman bod with the abs and the glutes.
I mean, she's a pretty wondrous woman.
Yeah.
No, but-
I don't get it.
Yeah. But the phenomenal part about our workout routine is that there's apparently games, like your mobile games, that reward you for working out.
Yeah, there are.
And so we're going to use those to keep us motivated.
Yeah,
to,
because
like,
nothing
work
motivates more than XP.
out. Exactly. I'm leveling up with my muscles. Yes. Yeah, no, so I think it's definitely achievable, and I think it's something that, nerds can get behind just because we're nerds.
You usually have quite sedentary lifestyles
Yes.
for the most part.
I mean, we nerds aren't exactly known as the picture of health. What with the Mountain Dew and Doritos diet?
Details.
I prefer the food nerd life. That way, actually, you get some really good food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steak.
Bearman made me a food nerd over that break.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, the food here, I never truly understood the disappointment in the food here until...
didn't?
No, because because I was raised on junk food for the most part.
I
so just cafeteria
food was maybe like similar.
Yeah, cafeteria food was not that far of a stretch for me, and I'm just like, I don't understand. It tastes good enough. And then I had 6 weeks of home cooked food.
Yep.
Actual home cooked food.
Yep.
And then I learned.
See, I'm the chef in my family.
Why?
So I get to make all the food if I want to make the food. Part of how I won my wife over, by the way, was through her stomach.
Sounds like a good idea.
That's the best way to win over most any living thing, really.
It's true. Feed them. Give them security.
Everyone wants food.
Everyone wants food.
Even people who don't claim to be food people, they'll have to have food eventually.
Yeah, they have to sustain themselves somehow.
I honestly don't understand why people would say that they're just not into food. Literally everyone is into food. You have to be to some degree.
I mean, there's.
Well, you have to eat. You don't have to enjoy it.
I mean,
So, I assume you both drink water.
Yeah.
Yes.
A friend of mine will eat nothing but hamburgers and drink nothing but lemonade because he can't drink water. It makes him sick.
That sounds like a medical issue. Like outside of medical issues, that's
I don't
different.
know. He just doesn't like it.
Essentially the lemonade is just water with a little bit of lemon and sugar at it.
No, but
Stupid
like
amounts of
real-
sugar to
but
balance
like,
out that sour.
It's like Minute Maid lemonade type lemonade. No, yeah,
bleh.
no. See, here's the annoying part. He's skinny as a beanpole. He's one of those people.
Oh,
Yeah.
like that.
I've been eating everything I wanted for a long time, and only now have I put on weight
And
Welcome
because
to
of the
adulthood.
home cooked food.
Yep. My wife says, you put 15 pounds on me when we started dating. I blame you. It's true. I cook real good food.
And then there are people like me that glance at a McDonald's and gained like 5 pounds immediately just for looking at McDonald's.
Yeah.
That feels for you.
Yeah, I feel for that too. Well, the McDonald's, fortunately, I've worked at one.
You know how the
I know how
patties
gross
are
it
made.
is. Oh, I know how gross it is. Ugh.
Yeah, that
It ruined it. It ruined it, which is good because McDonald's is disgusting.
That's genuinely a last resort type of eating for me nowadays.
Pretty much.
I don't even really know the true process, but just through like process of elimination
Yep.
of the fact that of the burgers I have had, McDonald's burgers are edible. And they have an all right flavor to them.
They're edible. That is
They are edible. They have an all right flavor. But of the burgers that I've ever had, though, I would rate those as the lowest.
Oh.
100%.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like everyone, when I hear people talk fast food, I had it one glorious time. I still would.
In-N-Out?
Yes, I want to. I don't like flying, but I would fly just to get an
In-N-Out.
out burger.
In-N-Out is. Yes.
I don't know. Five Guys.
Five Guys is good.
Five Guys is pretty great.
Okay, now I'm getting hungry. We have to stop.
And yeah,
I held out, but now it's nope.
Oops.
this is punishment for making me hungry all those times.
Hey, wait a second. Both of you have also made me hungry. I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
And none of us can eat because
We
it's
also
past
made
8.
everybody listening hungry, so you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
I love that movie.
Moana is such a good movie.
Like I'll say this. Frozen was a good movie.
It was.
But it is
Moana.
supremely overrated. Moana was not ruined by the overratedness.
I
It
see
knew what it
what's
was.
happening here.
You're face to face with greatness and it's strange. Open your eyes. Let's begin.
I have no clue what.
You have to watch Moana,
It's
Stephen.
so good.
It is so good.
The music is
It's
the
so,
best.
You know that song, You're Welcome,
Yes.
was written specifically for Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
By Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Because nobody else could pull off the narcissistic condescendingness and still seem like a good guy except for Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. Literally no one else can do it.
Nobody else could. Not a soul. Yeah, my wife can literally sing that song word for word, just the whole thing. Even the rapping part. Yeah.
Oh, it's such good stuff.
It's such a...
And if you don't know who Lin-Manuel Miranda is, he's the new guy.
He is the new Broadway guy.
He
wrote Hamilton.
Disney swooped him up real quick as their new music man.
Or they contracted him for this one.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Hamilton. He did Hamilton.
He did. Yeah, Hamilton was his baby.
I've heard some of the songs from Hamilton. Is one I would like to see.
You can't get tickets.
I know.
It's been sold out for literally forever.
I mean, there's a reason I'm perfectly happy with some of the old ones like Oklahoma or the HMS Pinafore.
I mean, Rogers and Hammerstein
you can still get the soundtrack, and you don't necessarily need to see it to understand what's going on.
Yeah. But,
Because the songs explain everything.
Pretty much.
So how long do you think before they make Hamilton into a movie?
I hope they don't.
I
really hope they don't. They did that with Mamma Mia, and they destroyed it. Mamma Mia was a great Broadway play. Terrible Hollywood movie.
Well, yeah, because
and it even had Meryl Streep in it.
Yeah, because the thing is, Broadway plays, it's another matter of, like, cutting things out. Because your movie these days, like, old-time movies had intermissions.
Yes.
Like plays did. Yeah. But plays still have intermissions. Movies don't anymore, so they have to shorten the plays to make them movie-length, so stuff gets lost.
You lose the aspect of the theater. The theater.
Yes, the theater. It cannot be replaced.
It cannot be replaced. The theater has an atmosphere all its own, and it must be maintained.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, Forrest. Sorry, bad joke.
No. That's exactly where I come from, Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to something nerdy.
Theater nerds.
Yeah, definitely. But
there's theater nerds.
Traditional nerdy. So I've got...
Is there truly a traditional nerdy?
Contemporarily traditional, yes. I would say so.
That makes a little more sense because I'm not sure what a true nerd tradition would be.
Cons, conventions.
Okay.
That is a nerd.
Yeah,
that is a nerd tradition.
Yeah, it's true.
Cosplay. All night anime watching parties. Which is usually a solo party. I'm just saying.
Those long and arduous celebrations where you watch the uncut Lord of the Rings movies back to back.
That is on my bucket list to do. Although
I've done it 3 times before. No, actually, I've done it like 10 times.
I want to, but I don't want to do that alone. I want to do it with someone else.
It's got to be done with a bunch of people.
I've done it alone 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I feel like if I do it alone, I would get sad because I'm all alone and doing this. Yeah. I would have to do it with somebody, and since everybody knows these movies so thoroughly, riffing is fully encouraged.
I mean, I've never seen the extended version, although there is. I mean, the
first one is incredibly riffable, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
Have you seen the YouTube poops?
No.
Like one of the, I think one of my favorite YouTube poops. It's been out for years now, but it's maintained status as one of my favorites. It's called The Hobbit: An Incomprehensible Journey.
Oh no!
I'm going to show it to you after the show.
Inexplicably split The Hobbit into 3 parts.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I think that was so they could make extra money.
It wasn't. I think Peter Jackson is a phenomenal director, and I think what he did with those films. If they were not called The Hobbit, if they were something else, they would have been phenomenal films. They were really well done.
Oh yeah.
Problem was they were called The Hobbit.
And he was on record as saying that he just didn't want to stop making these movies.
Yeah, because he's done with
that's why the ending to Return of the King was so long. He literally didn't want
to stop it. Well, he also covered as much of the content as he could.
Yeah.
I mean, he could do the Silmarillion. Kind of.
Ish.
Isn't that a world building book?
Yes.
It's literally the Bible.
He could do what's the one that just came out?
What, did he make a new thing recently?
No, his son just put out one of his
I see.
Yeah. What would it be? Bibliography? Yeah.
My neck is cricked itself so terribly.
Oh, I've had a crick in my back for weeks.
Want me to give you a good karate chop? I might
have to.
I was a martial arts nerd for a bit.
It would.
Even nerds get old.
Yeah.
And then you can still go to conventions.
As long as you don't look like the creepy person.
Baron Luthien.
Because one of the most inclusive kind of convention that you could possibly go to is a steampunk convention. Because literally everybody looks good in steampunk. And people of all ages can attend.
Yep.
Well, if you just happen to be an older person going to a steampunk convention, you will not be given any funny looks because you're just more refined at that point. Regal.
I have got a persona that I would like to do at some point.
Yeah.
Yep. I will be a coal salesman from that country that you've never heard of. But yet I've got money, but nobody knows why. But you know I'm a coal salesman. And that's all you know.
And it's one of those mysterious, like, alternate universes where coal never runs out because steam.
It is. And maybe I'm the reason it doesn't run out. Who knows?
Maybe it's because you keep just digging deeper and deeper and found an eldritch horror and then was like, yo, eldritch horror, let me have more coal.
What it'll be is I found the Balrog and we're mining the Balrog.
You somehow managed to pin it down and are just slowly chipping apart its body?
Yeah, pretty much, but it keeps regenerating.
Oh, that poor thing. Now I feel bad for it.
Oh, it's a shadow fire demon. It was trying to kill us anyway.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah. Totally just mixed 2 universes that probably shouldn't be mixed, but I would totally see it mixed.
Steampunk can be mixed with anything.
It really kind of can, though.
Because there's always some kind of... there's always, like, aether magic or time travel weirdness. There's a billion excuses. Like, steampunk is the biggest argument for multiverse theory since sci-fi.
Because it lends itself so well to multiverse theory.
Yeah, it really does. It's like the concept of steampunk in and of itself is a multiverse theory.
It is. And it works. Maybe I'm from that country you've never heard of because I'm from an alternate world through an electrogate.
Yeah.
Because I made that up, and it's cool. Because you can't tell me no. Yep.
And nobody will ever judge you for they might try to like question the physics of it, but if you
steampunk already has messed up physics.
well, yeah,
There
but if
is
you really
no-
but if people want to go get really like terribly nitpicky with you about the particulars, all you have to do is say aether. Aether is why.
Yep.
Aether, magic weirdness,
It's just
and
like
crystals.
in Gundam, you can say God particles.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's your all-encompassing excuse
Aether.
for why things work the way they shouldn't.
But you know the four humors: earth, fire, water, air.
Yeah,
Well,
those-
aether is the fifth.
Yeah.
So, see, I was balanced in all of my elements, and then aether happened, and then that's why it works.
Because my aether is producing more earth in the form of coal.
Yes, my aether is combining fire with earth in the form of coal.
Yes. And
Not lava.
also surplus metals.
Yep, we had an
Like
incident with lava
gold?
once. Yeah, maybe we had an incident with lava though. We don't talk about it. But thank God we had the water and air aether around.
Yeah. So many people died that day.
No, it was just the Balrog. Remember that whole Balrog thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
I am completely lost.
We're just talking theoretical personas.
Yeah, this is that alternate universe multiverse thing.
You can be who you want to be, and nobody gonna tell you otherwise.
Yeah, I chose to be a one-eyed thug from Boston had a magic eye.
Yeah. I just look good in a three-piece suit.
I mean, 3-piece suit.
And then
as
I
long
turned
as-
into a witch doctor with weird bones and a talking wolf head.
But my favorite, I have to say, 3-piece
coyote
suit,
head.
but you have to go with bow tie because bow ties are cool.
Yes,
You do.
bow ties,
You do.
bow ties or ascots.
See, I would just go
Maybe
without it.
both.
Nope.
Wear the bow tie on your hat.
I would go either with a traditional tie because, yeah, I'm different, or go without it because, yeah,
Then you just get that.
I'm different.
Then you just get that little one or two buttons down on your
bolo
shirt.
tie could work too.
Yeah.
Are we? I'm sorry. I would. My first thought to bolo ties. Oh, are we in Texas now?
Little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one of the most recognizably steampunk movies that people cite these days is Wild Wild West.
Yeah. Well, lots of browns and purples too. Actually, now that I'm thinking
Yeah,
about it.
there's an awful lot of brown and purple in the steampunkness.
I need to
But
be
people
educated
who wear
on
purple are
steampunk.
usually evil.
Yeah.
Usually.
I'd wear like a jewel green. Mix it up just a little bit.
Usually anybody with rich dark colors is a person that's not to be trusted.
Yes.
The person who's the hero has a leather vest and a white shirt.
Yep. I just wear green because it's my favorite color.
Eh.
I'm that hero who actually is a hero, but like nobody trusts him, but he really is.
No, for real.
No,
I'm
for
trying
real.
to save you.
Yeah, I'm trying to help. Yeah, but you're wearing green. You're greenists. Oh,
Greenest.
I shall take you down for the name of the greenists. And with that, I feel like we've said our piece for this week.
Little bit.
Little bit. But don't you worry, we'll be back next week with more nerd talk.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes. We're going to talk so nerdy to you next week.
It's gonna be beautiful.
So hot. I can't believe I did that. No. Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. This has been Frost.
Scutty.
Steven.
And you've been listening to Talking Nerdy, the nerdy talk show where I ask my guests to talk nerdy to me. Thank you so much. We will see you next week.